Hi everyone, this is Miss Zahra and we are reviewing for the Term 3 exam. Okay, so now we are going to look at the three multiple choice questions that may come from the lesson Plant Traits. So let's talk first about what this word means. A trait. A trait is a feature of a living thing. Okay, so these words are kind of related. We have the word trait, inherited trait, variation. Okay, so you will get a question from page 26, 27, and 33. So, like I said, all these pages are related to each other, so I'm going to explain them and then we will look at the pictures on those pages as well. Okay, so let's take a look at this plant over here. A trait is a feature. So this word trait means feature of a living thing. So if I flip my T, I get an F. Trait is a feature of a living thing. Example, color, height, shape. So a trait of this flower is that it is pink. Its shape of its petals are different from other flowers. It has a long leaf. The stem is long. These are traits of this flower. So, where do plants get their traits? Where do they get their features to look this way? Well, they get it from their parents. A plant has traits that is a mix of both its parents. So both the parents' traits mix together to give you new traits in the plant. This is called inherited traits. So these things come from the parents. So the shape, the how long or short something is, its height, its color, these are inherited traits. They come from the parents. So we do not call the plant that it makes a baby. We call it an offspring. So the baby plant that is made from the parents, we call it offspring. If we look at these plants, we can tell that they are from the same family. They have the same shape, the same kind of leaf, but some are taller, some are shorter, and their color is different. We have a word for this. We call it variation. So when plants look a little different from each other, even though they are from the same family, we call this variation. So they are the same family, but they don't look exactly the same. They look a little different from each other. So let's look at an example. Sometimes we may have a flower that has a tall stem and maybe a different color like this flower. Its trait is that it is red flower and it has a tall stem. We can tell these flowers are from the same family because they have the same shaped leaf and the same shape flower. But they are different colors and different heights. Remember that word is variation. And now let's say they make an offspring, they make a baby. Well, the baby can look like the mum plant, it can look like this plant, Remember, we call the babies offspring. It can also look like this plant. So it can be white with a short stem or red with a tall stem. Or what if it's a mix of the two? It could be tall but white, or it could be short and red. And this is how variations happen. They happen because plants mix. So they are from the same family, but they have small differences. So they have small differences in their color, sometimes even the fruit. And I don't mean like the fruit is a whole different kind of fruit, it's slightly different. So sometimes the color in the fruit have little differences in them, but most of their shapes and the flower shape, the leaf shapes, the way they grow is the same. Okay, so these plants, I have shown you the example of what is trait, the feature of an living thing like a flower. We've discussed inherited traits, that it comes from parents. Okay, so here's trait, the feature like red fruit, yellow flower, small green leaf, tall stem. These are our traits. They come from the parents, so we call them inherited. Remember to look for this word. In just means it's inside of it. Heredity means it came from parents. Variation means there are small differences in the same family. Here we can see these are all roses, but they look a little different in their color. And these tulips too. Offspring is the young of an animal or plant. Okay, so now let's look at our picture. Sorry, I'm just going back a little. This picture over here, let's discuss some traits of our cucumber. Well, it has a long shape on the outside, or you could discuss the inside. It has a circle shape. So when we cut it, it has a circular shape. And it is a green color fruit. So the plant that makes the cucumber makes a green color fruit. And it is a long shape on the outside or a circle shape when you cut it open. This rose has a red color. It has thorns. These are all traits, that they are features that make it unique. That means different, special. Okay, so remember the word trait means feature of a living thing. We spoke about inherited traits, they come from parents. So, inherited traits are traits that come from parents. And because they come from parents, they are mixed. We have a mix of traits, and that is why we get small differences called variation. So, you will always look like both parents. So all living things that are made of two parents have a mix of their traits and they will look like both their parents. Okay, please try the multiple choice questions in this link. You may click on the link or you can find it inside of the WhatsApp group. Okay, thank you so much for listening, and I hope this video has helped you understand plant traits.